Okay, are we able to hear me now? Are you able to hear me now? Okay, good deal. Very excited. I'm so glad that you're able to hear me now. I'm not sure what went on with that, but I logged out and logged back in, and now it appears to be working. So thank you so much for your patience with that. I appreciate that. So I guess let me know at any point if you're not able to hear me, and I can go ahead and try to fix that. The other thing I wanted to ask you is, in the past, I just want to make sure that there's not any background noise or anything. If you've noticed in the past when I've done these sessions, if you shouldn't be picking up on the background noise, but if you do ever pick up on background noise, you could let me know too, just so I can make sure that the audio is clear as possible. So we are going to be talking tonight about how to make money blogging. And I'm excited about this topic because this is the one a lot of us are here for. You know, it's one thing, we obviously need to find a passion that we have to be able to blog about. So money can't be the only thing that we blog for. That can't be the only reason. Otherwise, you know, you're going to burn out pretty easily because, you know, there's quite a bit of work and time that goes into blogging. Not to mention, you know, people can usually tell through your writing or through interacting with you if you're talking about something that is actually really important to you, or if you're just in it for the money. So I'm going to tell you tonight just a couple of things. I guess I'm going to talk about the top ways that I have found to be most successful with making money through blogging. And both of these ways can work pretty much with any kind of topic or niche. So that's why I like to really recommend them quite a bit. So let's talk about the easiest way to get started, because this way is a good way to get started, especially if you're new to blogging and you don't really have a lot of traffic, or you know, you don't have a big email list, or you just don't have a huge following yet. A good way to start out with making money with your blog is to use affiliate marketing. And if you're not familiar with what affiliate marketing is, what that is you sign up with a company, and then they give you a special link that has a special code in your link to track your referrals. So if you take that special link that they give you, usually you can tell that they're referral or they're affiliate links because there's usually, you know, a bunch of different numbers or a specific username or something in them that makes them unique. And then you would take that link and you could put it in your email newsletters or in your blog posts, or, you know, a lot of times they'll have images that you can use, and you can copy the HTML code and put those in your sidebar. And then what happens is, if somebody's reading your blog and they click on those links and they go through and they either make a purchase or they fill out a form, whatever that particular affiliate program is wanting people to do, then you'll either make a commission, so a percentage of the sale, or you'll just make a flat rate commission. And you'll know all of this ahead of time when you sign up for the affiliate program. And so I'm going to type in here a really good affiliate program to get started with. It's actually an affiliate network, and they just have, I don't even know how many they have. They have dozens, if not hundreds, of different companies that are in their network that you can apply to become an affiliate for each of those companies. And the site is called Commission Junction, and it's cj.com. And so if you haven't had a chance to go over there and sign up as an affiliate, that's a really good place to start. Another one that comes to mind that's easy to get started with is shareasale.com. And again, what those are is basically it's kind of like a database of different companies that they're working with. ShareASale tends to work with maybe some of the smaller brands. So I know several bloggers. One that comes to mind is, we recommend the Restored 316 Designs, their themes. Sorry, that should be Restored 316 Designs. We recommend their themes for WordPress. And she has her affiliate program through ShareASale. So when I refer them, I use my affiliate link with them, and that's set up through shareasale.com. And so what you can do too is, in these networks, then they handle the payment. So you sign up with the company as an affiliate through them, and the company will either accept or reject your submission. And it can vary widely, like as to why they would either accept or reject your application to become an affiliate. And so what I like to do is, if they don't really give you any specifics, a lot of times they'll tell you that, you know, what their reason for rejecting your application. And sometimes if you're just getting started, it could be a matter of, well, we really would rather work with sites that are at least 6 months old, so they can look up your domain and they can see how old it is. And so if you're just brand new on the internet, some affiliates, they don't want to work with that. They want to wait till you've established yourself a little bit online. So then that's good information to have. You can say, okay, you can make a note of that, and then say, okay, in 6 months, I'm going to try again, and I'll apply again with this affiliate program. So that's just something to keep in mind there, that if you get rejected right off the bat, that doesn't mean that, oh, well, I can never work with those people. It just might mean that, okay, let's grow a little bit and then let's try again. But there are quite a few affiliate programs out there that aren't going to be that picky. So it doesn't ever hurt to apply. The worst that can happen is, you know, we can't work with you at this point, and then you try again later, or they'll give you a specific reason why they can't. So I like to recommend starting with affiliate marketing, just because it's really easy to get started with affiliate marketing. And you don't have, it's probably the easiest way to get started. And what I also like to recommend is, people will ask me, well, where do I put these affiliate links? Where do I put these ads and these banners? And I recommend, what I found in my own experience is, the most successful links that I have are the ones that are actually going to be in a post talking about something related to that product. So let me think. We can use the Restored 316 designs as an example. So if I create a post here on Blogalina about design, and I'm talking about, you know, how important it is to have a really good layout for your blog. And then in that post, I say, if you're looking, you know, something along the lines of, if you're looking for a really good layout and a design that's easy to work with and it's really solid, you should check out the Restored 316 designs. And that link tends to do better than if I just grabbed an image from Restored 316 and put it in my sidebar. The reason for this, I think, is that we're just all getting really used to not looking at the sidebars, because we know there's going to be ads there. So, you know, and this isn't to say you can try ads in your sidebar and see how they convert. And if they convert well, you know, some of them might convert well there. But I guess I just would be really picky about what you put in your sidebars, just because it's not necessarily going to be an area that gets noticed a lot. So that being said, you know, like, if you're just getting started with your blog and you're thinking about affiliate marketing and you're wondering, okay, well, where am I going to find products that I can actually recommend? Because obviously it's going to be different from each of us depending on what we're talking about. A good one to start with is, if it's available in your state, is to do Amazon. Let me see if I can grab the link here for their affiliate sign up here. So that's going to be the link to allow you to be able to sign up for the Amazon affiliate program. In some states, they won't work with you if you're in those states. But if you're not in those states, Amazon can be a good place to get started. I wouldn't recommend that being the main affiliate that you have, just because their payouts are pretty small. The last time I checked, I think it was, you know, it's like 4% or something. It's pretty low. But if you're working with a topic, you know, like maybe you do crafting on your blog or something and you're recommending a particular tool, it can still be helpful to have an Amazon affiliate link to recommend that tool. And then when people click through, and if they purchase that tool, and then if they purchase, you know, other things at the same time, which I tend to do when I'm on Amazon, I make a big order out of it, you'll make the commission on their whole order, not just that item. So it's just something to help you get started with, and definitely something to check out if, you know, you're recommending actual products. Another place that I would recommend, you know, besides the cj.com, that would be another one to sign up with, and then just look through the companies that they work with and see if they have any in there that fit with your particular topic. Another thing would be, you know, if you know already of a resource that you've used and you really liked it, to go to that page and then scroll all the way down to the bottom. A lot of times they'll have a link to affiliates or referrals. And if they don't have a link down there, even sending them an email and just saying, do you have an affiliate program? Because I'd really like to recommend your product on my blog. So a case in point with that would be Blogalina has an affiliate program. So if you scroll down to the bottom of our page, you'll see a link there for affiliates, and it'll give you the opportunity to sign up with our affiliate program. So if you can't find a company in one of these ad networks, either emailing them or going on their site and just seeing if they have an affiliate program directly through their site. So that's affiliate marketing, just kind of a really brief overview of that. The second way that I found that really works with making money blogging, and this one's going to be a little bit more time invested, is to actually create products or to offer services. So, for an example, at Blogalina, we offer our transfer services and we offer our design services. So if there's a service that relates to your blog topic, that you maybe even coaching, that's another big thing, that if you have a specific problem that you can help people fix by getting on a call for half an hour or an hour and walking them through how you fix that problem in your own life, and then charge them a fee for that half an hour or that hour, that's a service that you're offering through your blog too. Another one is, creating the products. So creating either an e-course or an e-book or something along those lines, a kit, something that you can deliver through your blog. And, some people, they can do a physical product. Obviously, that's going to be a little bit more involved as far as delivering it and everything and shipping it to people. Or you can do just an information product where you can set it up to where they buy it directly through your blog, and then you email it to them once they've made that purchase. And so, again, this is something that you can be thinking about. It might seem like a lot to tackle all up front on your blog just because we're getting all this other stuff going with blogging. But it's something to think about. At some point in the future, maybe you could create an e-course that would help people learn to do XYZ, whatever fits with your topic. And I have a lot of fun with that because, kind of like this Newbie blogging or this Newbie Blogger Academy is that, you get to interact with people, which is a lot of fun. And another thing is, as you build that interaction on your blog that we've talked about in past weeks, that's how you can also, if you're sitting here and you're thinking, oh, I don't know what kind of product or what could I help people with? What would they pay to get help with? A really good place to start is to just interact with the people who leave comments on your blog and who reply to your emails or who post on Facebook, and just see what are they struggling with. And then think about, well, could I create something that I could sell that would solve this problem? And actually, as part of this program we're going to be doing, I'm going to walk you through how to actually go about creating what I call a mini product. And I like to start people with a mini product because I'm not talking about some big complicated course that's going to necessarily bring in a full-time income. I like to start with something that's pretty basic and solves like a basic problem that we can sell through our blog for $7 or $9, something like that. It's not going to be something that's going to make you a lot of money, but what it does is it shows you the process of creating that bigger product. So once you have the confidence behind you because you created this product, this ebook, that you can sell through your blog, you can then move on to creating something that's larger and more involved. My big thing with this course is to try to make blogging not super overwhelming as you're just getting started. So taking those small steps and creating something that's smaller is a great way to get familiar with the process. Okay, so and then I did want to just highlight here, I am in the let me go back to the membership page here. Let's see, I'm on the membership homepage, and under just getting started, if you haven't checked out the Profitable Blogging Blueprint, that's going to be over here. And then there's a lot of stuff, just more details basically on what I talked about already tonight. Just kind of a blueprint that I suggest putting in place for step-by-step how to put together your profitable blog and some of the main things to focus on. And there are things that we've already talked about over the past few weeks. And then, just some more information, the top 5 ways that bloggers actually make money with their blogs. There are other ways to make money with your blog. Besides these 2 that I just mentioned, I just think those are really good places to start for newer bloggers. Because, there are bloggers who do paid advertising on their blogs, and that can be a really good way to make money. But a lot of times you have to have quite a following or quite a number of people visiting your sites pretty often for people to be willing to really pay to advertise on your blogs. So then here's one too. If you're stuck with, I don't really know what idea I could use to create my product, especially this mini product that we're going to be talking about, this week would be a good week to be thinking about, okay, what kind of a product could I create, and maybe even asking, more importantly, what is one problem that I can solve for people in an easy way? So you're giving people a quick win. So if you put together this product and they follow the steps in the product, they get results pretty quickly. So maybe thinking of that one problem would be a good thing to be thinking about too. And then some of these other things, are good to check out. And we'll also be talking more about this stuff next week when we actually talk about creating that mini product. So I'm going to go ahead and open things up here for questions. So if you have any questions about what I have already talked about tonight, or anything with the blogging related, definitely chime in here and I'll see if I can get you some answers. Amanda, that's a good question. As far as if you do have a physical product, how do you figure out shipping? Do you have to basically take it to the post office or UPS and see how much it costs? I do know, which I don't have a lot of experience with shipping physical products, but I do know that if you can weigh the product at home, so you know what it weighs, you can actually go to the U.S. Post Office website and then punch in the weight, and they'll tell you an estimate for what it's going to cost to ship it. So that would be a place to check it out without having to take everything to the post office to figure out what it costs to send. Amanda, that's also a good question. Have you ever experimented or known anyone to not charge a specific for a digital product, but rather to have each customer pay what they can pay or what they think it's worth? So personally, I have never done this setup myself, but I do know, if you haven't checked out, I'm going to type it in here. Amy Lynn Andrews, she has what she calls her notebook, and I believe that's how, at least at one point in time, she had the pricing set up, where it was kind of a, however much the person felt it was worth, they would then pay that amount. I'm not sure that she still has it set up that way, but I know at one point she did. So if you have questions about that, she might be somebody that you could reach out to and just see. And at the same time, if you are not already getting her newsletter, she has a lot of really good information in her newsletter. So she would be one that I would definitely recommend following for, information on blogging and just being online and having an online business. So I guess I would start there, and hopefully she can help you. Okay, and that's also a good question about what about linking to an Etsy account? And so honestly, I think if you have an Etsy shop already in place, that having a blog is a really good way to promote your products. Because, with a blog, like we've talked about, you can build your email list. You can't build an email list with an Etsy shop. So you can build an email list of people who are interested in your product. And then especially if you share information on your blog around or related to your product, or related to, what people might have problems with that they would buy your product to fix, then you can, when you have new products, or you want to do a sale on your Etsy shop or anything like that, you have that email list already in place that you can send that information to. They're already interested in what you have to sell, and they're going to see it because it's going to their inbox, as opposed to just trying to run a sale on Etsy and hoping that people see it that way. So I would, if you have an Etsy shop or are thinking about doing an Etsy shop, it's a really good idea to kind of tie your blog topic to whatever you're going to sell on Etsy. You know, obviously the two have to be a little bit related, because you can't really sell products on Etsy that just totally do not relate at all to your blog topic and then expect that to do very well. But if you have products that are related to your blog topic, that's a really good thing to promote on your blog. And there was another thought that I had about that. So anyway, so as far as linking it actually to your Etsy account, I believe in WordPress there are some plugins that you can get that will actually list your Etsy store items in the sidebar, so you can display those on the sidebar. Otherwise, you know, even if you wanted to set up a page that was like a shop page and then have images of your products and then have the links for those images go directly to your Etsy store, that's another option, because again, you know, it's getting seen on your blog and then people are clicking through and they can actually buy it through your Etsy store. And then, you know, if you're talking in blog posts and you have a product that would solve a problem related to that blog post, then link to it on Etsy. You can definitely do that, and the blog is a really good way to promote that stuff. Okay, Amanda, as far as your question here too about pinning throughout the day on Pinterest, the reason that they recommend doing that is because Pinterest is going to be like Facebook or any of the other social media platforms where people are going to be on that at different points in time. So if you're pinning throughout the day, then it's getting in front of different people who are on Pinterest at different times. So that would be why you want to kind of have it be going on, you know, just be pinning throughout the day. As far as your question here, suggest repinning your own pins. What we do here at Blogalina, I guess, is, again, you know, part of the repinning your own pins is going to be that they are seen by different people who are on there at different times. Another option for repinning your pins to get them more exposure is actually to, right, Darlena said it way better than I did. That's way more clear. So the repinning brings the pin back to the top and fresh on the feeds to people. So that is why you want it to be going out there during the day, because again, it's going to be at the top based on who's online at that point. As far as repinning your own pins and getting more exposure for them, we actually are going to be talking about Pinterest and Facebook and Twitter and just some different ways to promote your content on there. But if you can find some group boards that are related to your topic and then ask to join those, so you get in touch with the group board owner and ask to join that board, and then you can repin your own pins to that board, and the people who are a part of that board will actually see your pins on there too. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of information. Again, you know, we're going to be talking a lot more about Pinterest in, I believe it's not next week, but it's the week after that. And I do have a Blogalina post. I do have a Blogalina post too that I can share with you here. Just to check really quick too, are you guys still able to hear me? Okay, so here is the post that I have on Blogalina about just the basics of Pinterest, and we are going to be doing some posts hopefully here in the future that will we can go into more into depth about how to grow your following on Pinterest using those, just some different techniques too. So that will be coming on Blogalina, hopefully within the next month or so. But in the meantime, this post here just has some really basics on Pinterest. And then I also wanted to recommend two, let's see if I can remember. Oh, here we go. Simple Pin Media here. She's also really good, and she has a lot. She knows a lot more about Pinterest than I do. That's really her specialty. And she also has a podcast that you can listen to, which I've only had the chance to listen to one of her episodes, and it was packed full of a lot of really good information. So she would be another person to check out too. Amanda, that's a good idea too, as far as putting up postcards or posters, or even with a QR code on it. That's a good idea. The other thing is, I think you did some business cards too. As far as using a QR code, that would be another option for a place to put your QR code. And I have done that before in the past. I did some printouts that I sent to a conference that they included in the conference bags for everybody. And that worked out really well. So having that QR code on there, I wouldn't necessarily say that should be the only thing. I would still put the link to your URL or whatever on the poster as well, just in case for some reason the QR code doesn't work. But that's a really good way to do it too. And if I remember correctly, it was a while ago that I did that. It was really easy to create that QR code too. If you do a Google search, it's not very complicated at all to get that created. So like Darlena said, if somebody is not a fan of the QR codes, having that link there is still another option for them to be able to look it up. So yeah, that's a really good idea. And I think it's fun that you're doing these ideas where you can promote your blog offline too. And I saw the business cards that you put together too. Those are really cute. And that'll be super easy to, just hand to somebody or anything. It's just a really good promotion tool to have for your blog. Especially, I was thinking when I saw that too, is if you ever go to a conference, if you ever get to go to a blogging conference or a marketing conference or anything, having those business cards to hand out is a really good tool to help make connections with people and get your blog in front of people. So that would be something, if anybody ever gets to go to a blogging conference, I would at least have a few of those to hand out to people that you meet there too. So we have a few more minutes here tonight too. So, definitely as you have questions or ideas that you want to run out, or get inputted on from other people, you can definitely chime in with those. And we can do that tonight. We have probably about 10 more minutes. I also did want to say that I've had a couple people email to say that the notes haven't been coming through from these classes when I do these. So I am actually gonna tonight, it's on my to-do list, to put together a page where I can link up to those notes, just the different things that were going to be helpful related to the topic. So I'll be getting that added to the Blog Academy. That way too, I just thought maybe it would be easier for everybody to be able to find everything in one place, instead of having to go through emails to try to find those notes. So what I'll probably end up doing from here on out is email out a link to where those notes are, but then I'll also be posting them on the dashboard with a link there too, just so they're always accessible and easy to find when you need them too. Amanda, as far as blogging conferences that I would recommend, it's going to depend a lot, honestly, on where you're at in the States. There are some of them that will offer them in different locations. And again, it's going to depend on your topic too. A big one that comes to mind, is the Blog Her conference, and they actually have conference. I know they have a foodie conference, and I believe they have another targeted conference too that you can attend. But those would be really good to go to. Another one is the Blogging Mom. I believe this is the right link, but they also do conferences, and I think they do them in different locations. Another thing is, I know the Six Sisters Stuff.com. They have started doing a conference. I want to say they do it once a year, and I'm not really sure where they do it exactly, but their blog is amazing. So going to any conference that they put on would be a good idea. I would think that the information for the conference would be listed somewhere on their blog. Otherwise, I would send them an email and just ask them about it too. But those are the ones that come to mind right off the top of my head. Okay, Lindsay, and as far as your question here, can I tell you, after you have installed a theme, what do you need to do next? For your design, so if you have your theme installed and you have it set up, so that it looks similar to what you want it to look like, honestly, I would start with filling it with content. So creating your pages and adding those to your menu bars, and then, having posts on there to create that content and get it filled in with images and everything that's going to be yours on your blog. If that's not answering your question, if you can give me some more specifics about what exactly you're struggling with, I can maybe answer more specifically what you need to do. But usually when you purchase a theme, they will have support where they'll actually help you configure the theme to look like the demo. They'll usually have a how-to, because just installing the theme on your blog, usually there's a few things you have to do after that to get it to look like it's supposed to. And usually if you purchase the theme, then they will have that information on how to do that too. So if that doesn't answer your question, definitely any more specifics I can try to do a better. Okay, Darlene, as far as having the notes in PDF format, I can see what I can do about that. I'm writing that down so that hopefully, so that I can remember here. Except for the funny thing is, I don't have a pen right here where it's supposed to be because my kids took all the pens. Okay, so I am writing, put the notes in PDF. And I'll see what I can do about that too. Lindsay, as far as a weekly checklist, I haven't really done that, but I'm going to write that down because that is a good idea. We haven't done that so far in the Academy. It's more we've talked about different things each week. And so I think what'll help probably is once I put together this list of notes, it'll show you kind of what we talked about exactly each week. And then that way you'll be able to see that. And then in each session, I've kind of just given some ideas as to what to be working on in the coming week. Like tonight, thinking about what your one problem is you're going to create your product to solve, so that when we get together back next week, you'll have an idea already when I actually start talking about how to create a mini product. Because sometimes the most time-consuming thing can be to come up with the idea. So in the upcoming week, I would just recommend that you jot down at least a few ideas that you have for topics for your mini product, so that we can go ahead and talk about creating that too. But a weekly checklist is a really good idea. So I'm writing that down and we'll definitely take that into consideration. So thank you for asking that. And yes, Lindsay, depending on what theme you have on your blog, if it's a pretty widely known theme, like it's the Genesis themes are pretty popular. So if you have something like that, then a lot of times, either searching on YouTube or searching even Google, you'll be able to find information on how to specifically do whatever you're trying to do. So that is a really good option too, Darlena. Okay, and we have about 5 minutes left here tonight. So if there are any other questions that anybody has, you can definitely chime in with those. Otherwise, I will be getting those notes uploaded to the site tonight. Hopefully that works out. And then I'll email out tomorrow the link to that so that you can check those out too. And then next week, we are going to be talking about creating that mini product. But in the meantime, another thing too, while you're thinking about your topic for your mini product would be to be thinking of some businesses or some online sites that you could work with that relate directly to your topic, and either reach out to them or try to find out if they have an affiliate program that you can work with. And as far as your question here about the odd-shaped business cards promoting outsiders, that's probably a good thing for people to chime in on and share their opinions about, because honestly, probably that's going to be very much depending on what different people think. So if that's something that you're thinking about doing, it would not hurt to try it and see how it goes. Because I know I've gotten a couple of business cards that were very unique and they did stand out. It was like, wow, I'm going to look at this thing because the shape is so different, or the material that they made it out of is so different. So that would be a good way to stand out and hopefully keep that business card from just getting lost in a pile of business cards. So that is a really good idea, I would say. Amanda, as far as doing a survey on your site, so as far as a Facebook survey, you have to have a group. It has to be done within a group. You can't do a survey on your blog page. At least that's what I found when I've done research on it. So if you created a group for your blog, then you can share that survey on Facebook. Otherwise, as far as doing a survey on your blog, there are some plugins. Like if your blog is on WordPress, you can do a search for plugins for surveys. Or there's, I'm sure you've heard of SurveyMonkey is one that's really popular too, that you can set up a survey with, and then it tracks your results. Another thing that you can do that I've done in the past too is just to use Google Docs and create a form, and ask people the questions, and then it compiles all the answers into a spreadsheet so you can look at them that way. It's going to take a little bit more work to get the information out of that, just because I think SurveyMonkey does a lot of the analysis for you. So they kind of tell you percentage-wise, who answered what, that kind of a thing. But if you're looking for a cheap, I believe SurveyMonkey does cost something to use. You could just do a Google form too, as long as it's just a pretty basic, simple survey. Okay, and it looks like that's the questions that we have for tonight. So I want to thank you guys again for making the time to be here tonight and for bringing all these questions and this discussion. That's the best part of this, and it's definitely what this time is for. So I appreciate you making the time to be here tonight, and I hope you each have a really good week of blogging, and I will look forward to seeing you next Tuesday for our next session.